A very good evening to you. Thank you for joining us. Welcome to Sports Tonight. This is the last edition of Sports Tonight for the week. Promises to be exciting, fun-filled as always. We will try to also make it as enjoyable as we can for you this Friday. My name is Tony Bitoye. I'd like to start once again by appreciating you and, of course, also tell you that we will put up our best show and not take this opportunity you've given unto us for granted. I think I should start off the show tonight by introducing Yemi Adebayo. Yemi is starting off the show with me this Friday. Later on, Saeed Abbas should be joining us. And then, of course, as we go on the show, Tunde Ogoshiku will also be coming on. And he has a special guest for us. Tunde is all about chess. So we're going to be finding out what is the next level for chess in Nigeria. That will be towards the end of the show this Friday. But let's welcome the guy that is in with us already, Yemi Adebayo. Yemi, let me welcome you to Sports Tonight this Friday.
Thank you very much.
It's been a very long week, very eventful week. What for you probably will be the highlights? For me, it's the politics of FIFA.
Yeah, interesting. So many. I thought you were going to pick something from the domestic scene. Permit me if I say I'm still looking forward to what's going to happen on Sunday, the FA Community Shield as well. But the politics of FIFA, yeah, it's getting interesting by the minute. Today Zico got the backing of the Brazil FA, and a lot of people have thrown their hats into the ring. So we'll see how all of this pans out. And this morning we discovered that. Platini doesn't have the kind of support that we think he does. Some confederations...
Interesting days ahead.
Yeah.
Interesting days ahead.
Yeah, interesting. Some confederations already coming out to tell us that we have not decided to support this man yet, And you look at 209 votes and you're wondering, how will these votes be split? So it's going to be
how will they be allocated?
Yes.
Who is getting what?
It's going to be very interesting.
All right, that's a good one. But from our little experience of politics, of this kind of politics, watch out for the guy that comes out last. Watch out for the guy that comes out last. Usually when you are the first to come out and announce your candidacy, somehow it doesn't work out. But watch out for those guys who are going to be coming out just before deadline day. I mean, consensus candidates, Everybody just agrees. That's the man, and then he goes on and beats the deadline to throw in his hat into the ring. So watch out for who probably will be the last man to declare interest in being president of FIFA. We'll talk about that, of course, in the next couple of minutes. But let me give you an idea of what we'll be doing on the show tonight. We will, of course, spend some time to talk about the All Nigeria Athletics Championship that got concluded today in Warri, Delta State. We have a new man as the fastest man in Nigeria. We have a new lady as the fastest woman in Nigeria. And this tournament was a tournament of upsets, a lot of upsets at the All Nigeria Athletics Championship that got concluded today in Warri, Delta State. All right, so we will talk about that later on. We will also be talking a lot of international politics, international events, the 2022 Winter Games, the 2020 Youth Games also will feature on the program tonight. We will come to Africa. It's a massive weekend for us in Nigeria when you look at qualifying and participation at the Olympic Games in 2016 for our men and our women. Football, it's a very crucial weekend for the Dream Team and for the Super Falcons. So we will talk about that as well. We've been talking about this all week, but then we will be giving you the preview. And we'll be talking about other games as well to be played across the African continent, both for the men and for the women. We will, of course, we are delighted to announce to you that the second round of the 2014-2015 season for our Top Flight League, the second round is resuming this weekend, March day 20. And already we've had March 19 away wins. So we're going to be throwing that question to you later on the show. Where will the away win or away wins for March day 20, where will they be coming from, all right? If you already know the fixtures, by following the LMC website, you can begin to tweet at us, where will the away victories for March day 20 come from? We will talk about the National League as well. We'll talk about the Women League, and of course, big games in Europe this weekend. Doesn't get any bigger than what is going down in England. The Community Shield game. So we'll talk about it. The German, in Germany, in France, in Netherlands, there are games to look forward to as well. And of course, the last part of the show we have reserved for Tunde Ogunshiku, and it will be chess, chess, chess. All right. So promises to be exciting, fun-filled as always, and we want you to roll along with us this night. Okay, let's start off the show by informing you that tonight we wanted to take advantage of our platforms. For those of you who watch us all the time, you know how you can be a part of Sports Tonight by way of feedback. And for those of you who do not know and you are watching us for the first time, let me just tell you, looks like we are having, well, let me just announce to you how you can be a part of the show tonight. At Toyin_Ebitoye is my Twitter handle. It will be active. At Channels_Sports is our official handle on Channel Sports. It will also be active tonight. So you can tweet at those handles. And then, of course, Channels iPhone Sports is the address on Facebook. All right. So please just take note of those platforms for feedback. For those of you who watch us all the time, you are familiar with them. But for those who are watching us for the first time, please just try to reach us via those platforms tonight and talk to us and react to issues as we raise them on the show. So please come along with us and let us enjoy all that we have put together for you this Friday. Okay? Let's start from Warri. We spoke about this yesterday. Yeah. Gloria Asumno, the fastest woman in Nigeria, and a lot of other upsets from the All Nigeria Athletics Championship in Warri, Delta State. The good news for me is that the AFN were still able to put up a fantastic show. I mean, all the stories coming out of Warri, Delta State were that you would never believe that this was just a backup arrangement. Just a few days to this competition was when Warri were named as the host. Everything went well. And I think it's kudos to the AFN.
Yeah, things like this will make you happy. That in spite of the short notice, Warri was still able to put up a good performance as host city for the All Nigeria Athletics Championship. And I'm very happy. You know, some will say it's somewhat tempted by the absence of maybe Blessing and one or two others, you know, but that doesn't really take much away from the quality of the results that we're seeing and the quality of the hosting. Before we came on in, we were talking about the interesting things that happened. Some names just got thrown up. And you're happy. There's a bright future ahead. All we need to do is proper scheduling. Ensure that we don't get to start making last-minute arrangements. Put the let's have a good competitions calendar that we can always rely on. It will help the athletes. It will bring out the best in the athletes. And as we prepare for major international competitions, I hope the athletes that have done well here will translate that performance or even give us a much improved performance when they go to the World Athletics Championship, World All African Games, and by extension, I hope they qualify for Rio.
All right, let me just do a few updates for you. Let me just get out a few updates. There are some updates for you around the All Nigeria Athletics Championship and tell you, we spoke about it at the beginning of the show, we have a new man as the fastest man in Nigeria. And it's an interesting one because just a few years ago, this guy was on Sports Tonight. And it was projecting that in a few years from now, he will be Nigeria's fastest man, and he will keep improving until he hits the world stage. And of course, we're talking about Sheye Ogunlewe. Is now Nigeria's fastest man. He ran a time of 10.19 to beat Ogo Aguero. Ogene Aguero 10.21. Jonathan Maju 10.33, and of course, Obinna Metu 10.35 seconds. So we have a new man who is the fastest man in Nigeria. Isheye Ogunlewe, young man who has a lot of future ahead of him. So that's some good news for him. For the women, we have, we talked about it yesterday, Gloria Asumno. Yeah. Of course, in the absence of Gloria, has emerged as Nigeria's fastest woman.
Blessing.
I beg your pardon. In the absence of Blessing Okagbare, she has become Nigeria's fastest woman. For the 200 meters, huge upset occurred. Africa's junior 200-meter champion praised Idama Dudu. Of course, crossing the line in 23.51 seconds to become the new women's 200 meters champion, beating Gloria Asumnu to second place. And I think this is Gloria's victory. Good one.
In the 100 meters?
In the 100 meters. That's it. Gloria clinches it. But that was yesterday. Today she lost 200 meters to the young praise Idama Dudu. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
For the men, we have Tega Otele. Tega Odele, 20.47 seconds. Obina Metu coming second. Ogene Eguero coming third. And Jonathan Naju coming fourth. So this All-African Athletics Championship, Yemi, has thrown up a whole lot of upsets. A lot of new athletes who are coming through. People now, maybe will heave a sigh of relief that the usual suspects didn't clinch this one.
Not just the usual, so the recycling that has been going on for a while. A lot of people will be happy. And people will want to put their eyes now on the selection process for big games. Are we still going to see the guys that were beaten here when we go to the All-Africa Games, when we go to the World Athletics Championship? That's what people will want to see. So I would love to hear the AFN explain to me their criteria for the selection. And I'm happy. The only worrying signal for me is the time returned by some of these athletes. If you compare them to international standards,
we're a long way off.
You begin to worry when you don't have guys that can run sub 10. You don't have, we're not going to get there in a day. But I'm hoping that things like this will happen quickly. And all the talents discovered here, we should try to harness the potentials. It might not yield fruit immediately, but it's something that is an investment that would surely yield dividends if we keep doing it. And I'm happy. Let's encourage this kind of things. Like I said, having a stable calendar would definitely
go a long way.
Help us throw up new athletes that, lesser known people would know that if I can just get into this competition, grab the headlines, I'll be the Nigerian team.